Hello friends, previously I have talked about strategic planning. We have discussed different types of strategies: corporate strategy, business strategy, functional strategy, different work for in their domain. Strategic planning we have discussed, that is, you can have the definition of this, that the strategic planning is the thinking through current mission of organization, facing environmental conditions, and then finding out or deciding that in what way the objective is going to be achieved. Today we are going to discuss these operation strategies for planning and operation. We know that whether we are going to produce goods or provide services, we have to complete our mission. We have to find out that in what way the mission can be accomplished, because on the basis of the vision we have decided the mission, and as we know that the mission is day-to-day working of the organization. So here you are going to decide, when we talk about strategic planning for productions and operations, that is planning for operations, and in what way this planning is going to be carried out. So there are two aspects of this. One is this, that what is the day-to-day requirement, that is, suppose you have to produce some goods or you provide some services, then what actions you are required to take on the daily basis, like say how much material you are required to have for carrying out the operations, what product is to be given priority, when that product is to be sold in the market, or the demand is increasing, etc., etc. A large number of things which you have to decide that in what way that goods and services are to be looked into from the point of view of the customer and from the point of view of the market requirements, and in what way they are going to be produced, that is, what is the convergence system, what are the machines, what is the factory, what is the layout, in what way the different facilities are going to be arranged so that that convergence process is going to be effectively utilizing all these services, and your mission is going to be fulfilled. So when you are having a strategic planning for operations, then obviously you have to take into consideration what the strategic planning has said, that two important things. One is the environmental assessment, another is the organization's position. These you have to take into consideration, because unless and until you are not going to combine these two aspects, obviously you won't be able to have a proper planning for operations, and that's why it is the name, the forced choice model for strategic planning for operations. Let us discuss one by one. Suppose we are talking about this environmental assessment. First is the broad economic assumption. If this is a major thing on the basis of which the organization is going to take steps to get these product and services done. Like you can say, if everything is going in a smooth way as it was being done previously, that growth rate was increasing, more and more people were going into this entrepreneurship area or a business domain, that is, the picture was very, very rosy. But when you take from today's context, in the period of this COVID, this economic situation is not very good, and some business has contracted, and that's why you have to take into consideration that in what way this market is going to behave, in what way the GDP is going to increase. Earlier it was increasing at a very good rate. Now this is going to take some time to get into the proper speed up of this GDP. So these business operations are going to be installed. As you have seen that manufacturing growth has reduced, or similar type of services operations are there. Second thing is this, the key governmental regulatory threats. This is again very, very important from the organization point of view. Like in the today's say, that key governmental and regulatory threats means that, for example, in today's context, you say that more and more emphasis is on Atmanirbhar Bharat. So whatever policies are going to take place, it is going to be seen in that context. Your organization is going to see that what these policies are going to be, and in what way that organization is going to be benefited, or in what way it is going to be negatively impacted. Regulatory threat, this is you can take an example of this, that in the case of medicines, that is drugs, etc., some drugs are coming in the category of government regulation and some are free. So say life-saving drugs are going to be having some regulations from the government point of view. So if you are going to manufacture these, or you are going to have some facilities for that, you have to keep in mind that what regulations are going to be there and in what way they are going to play as far as your organization is concerned. Major technological forces, this is an era of information. Everything is known to customer, everything is transparent. So in what way this technology is going to behave from the customer point of view, you have to also keep in mind in this. Next is significant marketing opportunities and threat. Again, what type of opportunities you are having in the market, that is what the environment is saying, and what are the threats are going to be. I have talked about just now that opportunities in the case of more and more dependency on the local made goods and local services. This is going to be the opportunities there, and threat is going to be when you are having these type of industries to be coming up in the local market. It means a large number of producers are coming in, a larger number of persons are going to have this business in. So this is going to be threat. More and more competition is going to be there. So for that what you are going to do, you have to give competitive strategies for each competitor. For every major competitor, you have to find out that in what way you are going to survive in that market, because you have to provide some unique thing from the customer's point of view, that customer is going to come to you and you can go ahead, you can sail through as far as this cutthroat competition is concerned in today's scenario. When we come to this organization's position, mission statement, we have already found out that on the basis of the vision we have decided that what is going to be the mission. And then next is the interrelation set of financial and non-financial objectives. Means our objective is that after 2 years, say our sale is going to be say 15 millions per year. We are going to have for example 20% profit in our product. We are going to expand this to say more profit margin, etc., etc. Non-financial objectives, you can say you are going to increase your customer base, you are going to increase your loyalty, and such type of things you have to consider to get this organization's position strong. Again, a statement of strength and weaknesses is there. Every organization have different strength, different weaknesses are there. So you have to assess properly. What is your strength? Where do you lag? So on the basis of these aspects, that is the aspects in which you are more strong, you have to give more weightage to that, and weaknesses you have to overcome so that your organization is ahead of other competitors. Forecast of operation. This forecast of operation is very, very important when you are going to produce something. Just for example, you can say that if you see the data, this year the sale of low cost houses is low in the last 10 years. So if suppose you keep on producing, if you keep on constructing houses, what will happen? You will be having a lot of inventory, your money is going to be blocked, you will not be getting customers, and obviously the organization will be heading towards a sort of elimination type of thing. So this forecast of operation you have to see that in what way, whatever was the forecast, in what way you have to curtail these operations so that this organization will get going. Similarly for the profits and cash flows, in what way the profit is coming, how the cash flow is moving, how much it is going out, how much it is coming in, and how you are going to have as far as your major future programs are concerned. That is, in which area the organization is going to expand in near future. Different examples you have seen. For example, Airtel is there. Airtel is a telephone a mobile company providing mobile data and connection, etc. They have also moved towards the payment bank. Similarly, you have example, you have Exide battery is there. They have also some financial services are going to be there for this. So different companies are going to have different expansion plans. Another, you can say that ITC company is there. They are generally in the case of consumer goods, but they are also having some hotel business, etc. So different areas are there, they are going to expand. So your organization should keep in mind that how much money they are having with them and in what way they can expand their business and what is going to be their future program. So based on this environmental assessment and organization position, you are going to decide what is the strategic options for you. So you have to decide that there are going to be two strategic options, at least two, because if you have decided one option, you may somehow have some difficulties for fulfilling those options, or you may be having different options, so you can switch over to that. So you should have two options so that you can continue with that. And for implementing each strategy, you have clear-cut vision in mind that what are the requirements for each strategy, and of course these requirements should be realistic so that you can achieve those. And if suppose some contingency is going to arise, like some awkward situation is going to be there, or demand is absolutely going to come down, or you don't find that it is suitable or it is conducive, the environment is conducive, then some sort of contingency plan is ready with you and you can continue with this. So this force choice model is going to give a perfect planning of what operations you are required to carry out. You are combining environmental assessment and organization's position, and then this strategic planning is going to be carried out. As just now I have said that this operation strategy based on environmental assessment and organization's position. So environmental assessment, when we are going to see this operation strategy framework, there are environmental and industry is going to be there, then corporate strategy is there, and the corporate resources. Environment and industry along with corporate resources is going to give rise to corporate strategy. Environment and industry along with corporate resources. On the basis of these two, you are going to define your corporate strategy. Corporate strategy may be based on efficiency, may be based on dependability, quality, flexibility, and this may be the corporate strategy, and you have to complete your facility. This will include process, capacity, facilities, vertical integration, and infrastructure. As far as process is concerned, whether you are going for automation or depending upon a specific product or a specific service, some specific process you are going to utilize, or there is a combination of the two and this interconnectedness is going to be there. Similarly, for the capacity you are having, this may be capacity is loading, leading, or lagging, whether your capacity you are having, you can produce more goods, you can provide more services depending upon the facilities available. So based on this, your facility mission is going to be accomplished. Similarly, for the size, what is the size of your facilities, what is the location of your facility where you are going to arrange this, etc., etc. Vertical integration means you are taking each and every aspect of that thing into consideration. Since suppose you are providing service or you are producing goods, so you are concerned with what type of material is being provided. So you are going to choose or going to select that supplier who is having credibility for that. So his credibility is there, you are going to have that particular supplier in mind so that he can provide you better material, etc. Customer control is important. What is the customer requiring? So and what is his demand for that customer? Your product is fulfilling the requirement of that, or interdependencies are there. Similarly, for the infrastructure, it is there, that is planning and control, workforce, quality control. All these things are going to give rise to your facility mission of that. Next one. So market-based criteria for success is based on efficiency, effectiveness, quality, and flexibility. So if you are having either one or more of that, that is, you are definitely going to have success for your organization. But it is very difficult to have more than one. Generally, people stick to one criteria. Maybe it may be efficiency, it may be effectiveness, it may be quality, or it may be flexibility. As far as efficiency is concerned, generally people talk about this efficiency, and people choose this efficiency for their success. Because of what? Because the low price is the most important consideration which the customers have in mind. And low price you can achieve when you are going to have low cost for your manufacturing process. It means the productivity is going to be high. This you can achieve, that this labor, material, energy, all these going to be utilized in an optimum manner. So you can enhance efficiency, you can increase efficiency, which consequently is going to give rise the low price. Second is this effectiveness, delivery. It should be reliable, it should be rapid. So this is again an important aspect. For example, you are having a courier company, you are carrying the goods from one place to another. So people are going to rely on that, on you only and only if you are going to provide a reliable service, and they know that the service is going to be rapid, and whatever time you are going to give, you are going to follow that, or you are going to honor that. So effectiveness is very important. Quality should be high and it should be consistent. Quality, generally you can a general definition you can say it is a fitness for use. That it should be fit for use as far as the customer is concerned, and it should be consistent. That whatever product is being purchased, you can say that it is the quality is going to be the same. Like the organization Tata is known for their quality product. Another criteria is flexibility. That is fast introduction of new products and services. Again, it depends upon the requirement. If you are not able to solve the problem of the customer when it is required, then what will happen? Obviously, you are going to lose market share. Just for example, you can say that in today's context, when to fight this disease, that is the COVID-19, many companies like Maruti, Mahindra, they have just changed their setup to manufacture ventilators. So they are flexible. So since the need was that, they have changed their plant and have become flexible to cater the need of the customer. And also you should have wide product and service range, because more is the product range, more is the service range, obviously more customer base is going to be there. If suppose we are taking competitive priority efficiency, time is the most important. As just I have said that is due date performance. Whatever time you have set, it should be honored by you. Just for example, you can say that if suppose you are going for overhauling or service of your two-wheeler or four-wheeler, if you go some unorganized sector, the mechanic will say that you come at 4 p.m. today, it will be ready, and when you reach there at 4 p.m. you won't find that it is ready. So a sort of irritation will be there, and you will think that next time I will think again to come to this fellow because he is not up to date and he is not honoring his commitment. So you have noticed that the good companies or organized sector, they have started informing the customer that your vehicle is going to be ready by 5 p.m. for example, and in between what is the stage, they keep on telling you so that they are going to keep you abreast that where your vehicle is and it is going to be available at the right time or not. Frequency of delivery, rate of production introduction, quick response, short waiting time, etc., etc. Some of the examples in today's scenario, you can say that the first flight couriers are there, FedEx parcels are there, Swiggy, Zomato, these are all having a priority of time, that is they are going to deliver their product on time. And in the case of Swiggy and Zomato, if suppose their person is getting delayed from a time which they give to their customers, they are not charging any money from the customers, or even they can return their order. So they are going to stick on time very effectively, and this competitive priority is working for a lot of companies, and this is paying dividends. So competitive priority, the cost, again the subgroup of this efficiency. Some companies are there which are following this strategy, like OA rooms are there. They are having a large customer base on the basis of this low cost criteria. Online pharmacy is there. Again, they are giving a lot of discount, etc. Go Air providing cheaper air tickets. Walmart, hair electronic company, their products are much cheaper than their competitors, Samsung mobiles, etc. Dependability is another competition criteria. Competitive priority is dependability. It means it is available, ready for correct service, whatever service is required. You are dependent on a specific company or a specific organization. Reliability means you can bank on this, that is you will find correct service when it is required. Safety, it is hassle free, that is no type of safety issues will be there. Hospitals, you can say an example for that. So if suppose you are having a good hospital, you know that whatever service is required, any type of problem is going to be there, you are having available, better doctors are there, you are reliable, that is you can get service anytime it is required, and you are assured that my patient is safe in that organization, in the hands of that doctors. Quality, better performance of primary operating characteristics, that is the product for the purpose for which it is intended, it is fulfilling that requirement. Conformance to specification, that is what are the specification, it is conforming to those specifications. Simple example, if suppose you go for cables, wires, etc. If suppose you are taking the cable or the wire from a non-standard company or a non-ISI company, and it is written on that it is the thickness is 4 mm, and when you will actually measure, it will come out to be say 3.9 mm. If you go for a standard one, it is ISI standards is there, it will be exactly 4 mm. So you will be known by what product you are supplying there. If it is 4 mm, it should be 4 mm. So whatever specifications are there, your product should conform to that. Technical durability, length of time before the product becomes obsolete. It should be working satisfactorily for the duration for which it is intended. And perceived quality and good aesthetics. Perception is very important. If there is perception that company X is producing good products, people will go for that. Aesthetics is also going to be another criteria, and all these aspects when person is going to consider, he is going to consider the value for money, because he thinks that he is going to getting good quality, the service is good, and better performance is going to be there, conformance of the specification is there. It means whatever product he is going to purchase, it is the value for money. Flexibility, that is ability to cope with incoming materials of varying quality. With the passage of time or day to day, you are having more and more products are coming in, more and more materials are going to be introduced. Some materials are having better strength consideration, so you have to change from your original material to the new materials. So you have to keep yourself abreast that you may require to change the material which you were using earlier. So new material you are going to change. You may need to modify your existing products based on the demand of that. You may change delivery schedules on the basis of the requirement. You may require to give the product at an early time or early delivery date. Similarly, the demand variation is going to be taken care of. Ability to cope with changes in the resource mix. The examples of flexibility: Levi's jeans are there to cut exact measurements. Personal web pages, your organization is there, you are designing the web pages on the basis of the requirement of the customer. Say four-wheelers, many four-wheeler companies are asking from the customers that what type of interiors you want to have for your for your vehicle. Similarly, personal weight training programs, weight trainers find out the details of yours, you tell your details, and on the basis of they design the programs for you. And a more recent phenomenon is this, that modular furniture to suit the needs of the customer, your taste, and likewise you can have depending upon your requirement, depending upon your aesthetics, depending upon your need, you can get your furniture designed, and accordingly the flexibility is going to pave the way for competitive priority, and company is going to be benefited, customer is going to be satisfied, and in this way this may work effectively as far as this competitive priority is concerned. This was all about this operations strategy and operations planning. And if suppose this is to be taken into consideration, that is market criteria, environmental position, competitive property, it is expected that company or organization is going to perform well, and in a better way it is going to place itself, and it will be ahead among its competitors. Thank you.